I've been calling for the New Orleans medical staff to be fired for years. Even the dentist. I don't even know what he did wrong, but I want that whole office cleared out.
No, that's...
Welcome to Let the Play Develop, the podcast where I attempt to say something every 5 minutes that makes the rest of my co-host upset.
That's my job, guy.
Well, I'm commandeering it. Well, if you made it this far into the episode, we greatly appreciate it because some people may have left already, but we appreciate all support. So if you could subscribe to this channel, that we greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, anything to help us get that name out there and to boost the ratings, because we just want to be able to produce more entertaining content for you. And also, we have our socials. Seth, can you plug those?
Instagram and TikTok is at Let the Play Develop Pod. Twitter is at LTPD Pod or Let the Play Develop. YouTube is what you're hopefully watching on right now, but also Let the Play Develop on YouTube and on streaming platforms. It's but just Let the Play Develop on streaming platforms.
And make sure you follow the Twitter because I put weekly polls. So I love to hear from you guys.
And Instagram and TikTok are about to get started up, cooking some real nice stuff.
We are also on all major streaming platforms. The only one up in the air is Apple Podcasts, but I'm pretty sure we're up there. But definitely on Spotify. Go check us out there. Leave us a rating because we are looking forward to doing some stuff in the future to help get back to you once we get things rolling. So that's definitely something you need to stay tuned for. But I'm not going to hold you up any longer. We got some awesome sports content, and Chris has been waving for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. My arm is very tired.
But we got some awesome content for you. So can you bring us into that weekly news segment?
I got you. Here's your weekly news segment.
Long time no see. No, I'm just kidding.
So, starting out with the NFL this week, not too much going on, but the Ravens dropped defensive end Calais Campbell, and then he was pretty much immediately signed by the Falcons to a 1-year, $7 million deal. And then the Lions brought back wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. to a 1-year, $3 million deal. I actually really like that for them.
They didn't re-sign him. They brought him back home.
Yeah, they brought him back home.
So wholesome.
To replace DJ Chark, who they also took from the Jaguars.
They're actually decent over there now. I might
Let's
want to go
Panthers.
back.
Anything else on that one?
I hate the Falcons. They just keep all this to stop Derek Carr? Are we for real?
They're not stopping Derek Carr with Calais Campbell.
Actually, here's what it is. All this to stop Taysom Hill, because that man's a beast whenever he plays the Falcons. He locks into a new mode. If you're ever sports gambling and want free money, Taysom Hill anytime touchdown against the Falcons. Free.
I think historically everyone locks in against the Falcons. They're a poverty franchise.
Well, yeah.
I can't wait for them to eat their words when this fall Desmond Ridder's out there freaking slinging.
So there's a chance.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
There's a chance I'm going to Atlanta at the end of the month. So Falcons
heavens.
fans, please don't kill me.
Attack them.
You dead in the ditch, boy.
It's okay. If it's anything like their passing offense, they'll miss.
Got him.
That's a good one.
That's tough.
And if they're anything like their rushing offense in their line, they can't create holes. So
Oh my God.
no shots.
And if they're anything like their defense, you won't get hit. Don't
Falcons
worry.
fans, I love you. I'm not a part of this. Please leave me alone.
Yeah, on their
If you're a fan of the Falcons, I want no smoke with you because you are insane.
It's like the corners, they're not catching up.
God. Just roasting the Falcons. Okay, moving on. Chris, it's actually funny that you're here this week because this next one's about one of your favorite NFL team.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so the Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas is out indefinitely with constant injury because of
Oh, my. Hey, he's on the fast track to recovery.
April
all
Fool.
right?
For the first
You
2
better get on the slow
for 2
track
weeks.
before he
to
tears
play
another
10
ligament.
snaps and then breaks his whole
He'll
body
get
again.
25.
I've been calling for the New Orleans medical staff to be fired for years. Even the dentist. I don't even know what he did wrong, but I want that whole office cleared out.
No, that's
Do
fair.
they have a team dentist?
Yes, I'm very serious. They have a team dentist. They
You
have
got
a
to clear
team
out.
doctor.
Yeah, no.
That's actually kind of sick.
They got to clear house and start brand new.
So, yeah, it's
I
not
agree.
fire coach, it's fire medical staff.
No, yeah,
Completely.
fire medical staff and fire offensive
And
coordinator. Pete
replace them with
Carmichael.
the Dolphins.
I was about to say replace with the Dolphins medical
When we drop merch, is our first shirt going to say fire the Saints medical staff? Like,
Can we
God.
please fire the Saints dentist?
that man's probably punching the air right now.
Find a picture of him, dear God. Okay, and that's it for the NFL this week. Moving on to the NBA. The NBA, the organization, and the players have agreed to a new 7-year collective bargaining agreement. And all right, so I don't know much about this because I have things to do. I'm in finals week right now. So, Steven, go ahead and explain all the nerd stuff, you know?
I was about to say, I'm so proud of you for not insulting Steven when casting that over. But in the next to last
Wow.
word, you managed to do it.
Yikes.
Wow.
I couldn't not, bro. I'm about to look to find a picture of the Saints dentist.
See, I
wanna
would
say
not
his
take the
name's Bruce.
disrespect.
Why do
Yeah,
you know
I'm gonna be honest. If you know that, if he knows that,
If that's his name.
If you look up their on their website, they have the whole
medical staff,
page, and the dentist is listed.
so just hashtag.
So you've researched this before.
Oh, 100%.
You're like, oh, God, I got to find out who's behind this by name. You called him up personally on his cell and be like, bro, quit your job.
His name is Brian Laban.
I knew it started with a B. I couldn't
That's
remember.
wild.
Dr. Brian Laban.
Do you think that, like, Dr. Brian Laban thought he was going to be called out on a podcast today?
Has anyone ever called out Dr. Brian Laban
No,
on a podcast?
absolutely.
And that's the
not.
problem. If you've never been called out in your life, you don't know how to do things right.
You know, I'm not saying that Michael Thomas's wisdom teeth removal contributed to him getting turf toe that was actually a broken foot, but I'm not saying it didn't. You know what I mean?
They
It was
do
a
say,
crown
like,
procedure that went wrong.
dental health does, like, correlate with a lot of parts of your
That's him.
body. So
That's him?
Not
Yeah.
your feet, though.
That's wild.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right.
All right.
I think we.
Thanks.
I
What
was
a
gonna
rabbit
say,
hole.
I was gonna say we need to tweet a picture of him and with hashtag fire the Saints dentist.
That's great.
I will get on that after this episode.
He looks like he
for
needs
sure.
to retire.
Wow, we have to throw my
I
man
might
on
want
the
him
bus. Like,
touching my gums, but he's got Parkinson's.
okay.
How high do you have to work yourself up to be a dentist for an NFL team?
Yeah, he's
I
definitely
think
like.
you just have to apply,
The
honestly.
team owner just goes to a random dentist like, I like the way you touch my teeth, guy.
I really think the way it works is like certain times of the year, like he has his own practice, but then certain blocks of time are
For the
blocked
team.
out for the team.
Oh.
that would make the most sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Interesting.
It's not like he's just like got an
On
office
standby?
in the
Bank
facility.
for it.
He's just in there typing, well, I don't have any appointments till October and it's April, so I
Bring me
I'll
Derek.
find something to do.
Derek, I see your teeth.
Or
Come
like
in for
someone,
a cleaning.
someone loses a tooth. I get to go to work tomorrow.
God.
Woo.
He's
All
a
right.
retainer.
So are we going on to the
Hands out
CBA?
retainers.
Yeah, go ahead and explain it to us, please.
All right, we're going to go segment by segment because there is a ton of stuff in the CBA. I thought I'd go from least important to most important. I'm probably all out of the order, but they are adding an extra two-way contract. So that's interesting. You go from 2 to 3.
What go from 2 to what do you mean?
So you have your regular roster spots, and then you have your
yeah.
two-way contracts, and every team will be handed an extra two-way contract to hand out each year.
So now you
and
have
hey-
you have a maximum 17 roster spots available. In
Oh.
quotations.
With 3 of them being two-way. And so, also, I mean, yeah, it definitely matters. Austin Reeves, probably one of the more popular right now two-way contracts,
Yeah.
or that he was.
that
I
boy,
don't-
if he doesn't get a better contract after this season.
Oh, wait, I mean, he will.
What's the one who just got called up from the Memphis Express? Kevin Lofton?
Yeah.
Kenneth Lofton.
Oh,
Yeah, Kenneth
I-
Lofton.
I remember
the,
watching him play
bro,
against
so
State.
MVP.
He had like
Oh,
37
bro.
points against State, which, you know, that last year, it was the year before last when we were awful. Everyone scored 37 against State. But, you know.
That boy a dog.
He is a dog.
Oh, yeah, he's killing it. Yo,
I thought he was an NBA player.
yeah, no, well, he's a two-way, but he's been killing it in the NBA and G League, however
so
you want to look
sorry.
at
Yeah,
it.
he just got called up from the Express for the postseason run. Why
So-
do I know the Memphis Grizzlies G League affiliate? I don't know.
That's
But
I
mean,
only
who-
know the
who doesn't
Hornets,
know that?
so-
who doesn't know the Memphis Express, you know?
Of course, yeah. They're right up there with the Greensboro Swarm, you know? classics.
On a different note, since we're probably not going to go over this, me and Steven were discussing the idea of adding relegation to the NBA, where the G League, the top 3 teams get promoted to the NBA, the bottom 3 NBA teams get relegated to the G League each year. That way teams can't tank because they're going to get relegated if they tank.
Or if it was a relegation playoff. But let's be real. I mean, we're going to get into it in just a minute, but they're literally copying European soccer anyway, so might as well add relegation to it.
That means the G League's going to get the number 1 picks.
I think that idea works. I know y'all don't care about baseball. I think that idea works way better in baseball.
No, actually, I 100% agree. I could not agree more. It works better.
But that doesn't work on a stadium level.
No, not even close.
I mean,
or security level.
You could just and switch their.
I was gonna say they don't. I mean, there's teams,
you're going to Atlanta.
I was gonna say that they don't care about that overseas either. Like if you got 100,000 spots, well, you have 100,000 spots in the second tier.
Oh gosh, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Mudcats are an affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. Could you imagine if the Brewers got sent down, the Mudcats go to Milwaukee?
Oh wow, that'd be wild.
We're gonna go watch the Brewers today, boys.
All right. So also in the news, salaries will be going up. It'll be going up. So right now it works. You can go up to 120%. Is like the max cap, or no, not cap. That's for single players. So basically, players will be able to make more money because they're going to be getting more money from TVs. I mean, that just happens every single new deal that they have. You see players getting more and more, and this affects all of the free agents who are going to free agency this year because the way the CBA starts, it starts the next NBA season. So players like Jaylen Brown,
enough money already,
right? No, Jaylen Brown. Why would he want?
How they're getting by, man?
I mean,
yeah, why would Jaylen Brown want a 4-year, $165 million when he can have a 4-year, $189 million?
That is absolutely ridiculous.
I'll never complain about them making that money just because I watch it and I don't feel like I have a right to if I'm participating in helping them make that money.
Yeah.
So I get the concept of they're making a fraction of what they're earning a fraction of what they're making the teams, but when you hear something like 4-year, $180 million, that is insane.
That is wild.
But which after taxes is,
I definitely think
only 4-year, $100 million. But
for the entertainment, it should be in the millions because you are working a career that's very front loaded. Because you're not going to get to play when you're in your 40s or 50s.
That's very true. Yeah.
I mean,
unless you're Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really you got to consider that. But I think. I mean, we probably, or most people probably make at most a couple, like $1 million or $2 million in their lifetime, and then you're looking at $180 million, and then these people are going bankrupt in certain cases. It's crazy.
It really is. And so, actually, this is one of my favorite things that they're doing. The NBA is curbing how much the top teams can spend. So, for example, the Warriors have spent more than anyone else has in the last 5 years.
By Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, so in this new system, Dante DiVincenzo would not be able to sign. There's the salary cap, and then you have $18 million above the salary cap, and you cannot go over that $18 million.
It's fine. Let's just bring back Ty Jerome. He's
you were right. It is 17.5. I didn't know he had the numbers pulled up.
Does this mean bye-bye Draymond Green?
No, I think we just switch out Ty Jerome and Dante DiVincenzo.
But y'all are more over the salary cap than that, aren't you?
Yeah, it was. You wouldn't. He does not make.
Then we're trading Jordan Poole.
I was gonna say they're good, and it's not. This one's not immediately.
Happening.
This will be happening year by year. It's like a slow process.
I will get rid of Draymond 300 years before I'll get rid of Jordan Poole. He's your team's future.
Essentially, what this means for the future of the league is that there is a hard salary cap, whereas before there was a soft salary cap where there was flexibility with the numbers and you could work around it. You cannot spend more than X amount on your salary.
Hey, Warriors, just slip them the money under the table.
Money doesn't matter when we're talking the big league.
Yeah, and then you'll there's not a relegation, but you would get relegated. They would be in the G League if they did that.
Santa Cruz Warriors, here we come, baby.
They will swap. Santa Cruz will be the big team. So I do like that. Also, I think this is actually my favorite thing, though, from this new CBA deal. They're putting a new limit. So players must play at least 65 games or more if they want any end-of-the-year awards, any of the year award, like teams, MVP, anything like that. They have to play at least 65 games in the season.
I love it.
I do, too. I think that's a very fair balance with, we talk about load management. I think that's a very fair way to compensate.
I think
Yeah.
6'5" is a great
I mean,
number,
with
too.
Ben Simmons still being a rookie, I think that's a great.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be
That's
my
a good
favorite.
transition.
Oh,
We
there's
still got
actually-
some more to go over.
I was
next
gonna
episode.
say-
A decent amount more.
There's also
Just say that again later.
Foreshadowing.
one of the bigger things is this could start as soon as next year. Will be the mid-season tournament in the
I
NBA.
love this.
Do
I
you?
don't like the midseason.
I'm not a big fan
I
of
wonder
mid-season.
how
tournament.
Really?
how's it have they announced how it's
So
formatted?
how it
Also,
works?
what's the result? That's the thing.
They get more money. I hope they add a trophy.
There's no point.
I no, if they don't add like a trophy, like a team actually win. I get it. It's not gonna be as valuable as the Larry O'Brien, but
I've
like
won 4 mid-season trophies.
right. Like it's not gonna be. It to me, it's just a poor copy of European soccer leagues.
You
That's
get
what
extra
it is.
cap room should be the thing.
Well,
Warriors
EuroLeague has
win it, keep all the
mid-season
players.
tournaments too. EuroLeague basketball.
Yeah, that's how they do everything over there in Europe.
Yeah.
They like mid-season tournaments.
They're like, we need more excitement in June.
Dwight
You
Howard
win
was just in the
January.
freaking 3-point contest and wherever he
In
is.
Taiwan, yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
He literally plays for the Shanghai Sharks.
He had,
People
like,
joke about the Sharks.
You got
but
some
Literally.
teammates coming, bud.
But I mean, maybe I just feel like there should be more of a reward for a mid-season tournament.
Surely they add a
To
trophy. They haven't
Disneyland.
announced
well,
it,
I
but
mean, just a trophy still doesn't feel like.
oh, well, you get $500,000 per player.
Ooh,
You each get your own
I
island.
have an idea.
Not
Okay, hear me
financial
out. I know y'all just signed the CBA. CJ McCollum, if you're listening, president of the Players Association,
Mhm.
I think that if you win the midseason tournament, let's say first and second, first place gets an automatic top 10 pick, second place gets an automatic lottery pick.
That's not a bad idea.
Or what if they got
CJ
like a
McCollum,
first round bye or
call
something
me.
in the NBA playoffs? Something like that too would be interesting.
Ooh, expand the postseason to 11 teams?
Yeah, you get a first round bye.
It's not big enough yet.
That's a good idea. I mean, either that or somehow have some form of playoff association. Like maybe even if you aren't good enough, you're locked in for the play-in spot. You're locked in on that. But if you're better, another team can get it. Type deal.
I do. I like maybe not 1 and 2. I do like the idea of the winning team getting an automatic
Something.
bid for a lottery pick,
Yeah,
even
that's
if
a good
it's
idea.
14. I mean, a lottery pick's a lottery pick, especially if you're a team that's going to make a run at the end and you're looking at 30th pick.
So how would they? Oh, so you're saying they just leapfrog all the way to 14?
Yeah, I think you would automatically just have a lottery pick determined for that team.
That could
So
be interesting.
whoever's the 14th, whoever has the 14th best record that would have that lottery pick, they just get bumped to 15.
That's
not bad.
interesting. Nah, it's interesting.
I
So
actually really like
I was
that.
gonna say the way because I don't think I ever said how it formats. So the NBA will, they'll release their 80 game schedule for every team. Every team will
82.
automatically have 80 games. Thank you. Every team will automatically have 80 games. Then throughout the season, they're going to match up the teams, and they're basically just going to play like a single elimination style all the way to the championship. Then the last 2 teams will play an 83rd game of the season. So I don't know how all the numbers are going to work out. They clearly are going to be doing some work
Did you
throughout
say
the
this
season.
is all 30 teams?
All 30 teams participate.
Then yeah, I like it.
This is a cash grab by the league to drum up more.
Yes, it's to make November and December games relevant
Yeah.
because that's when it's going to be.
So essentially, they're going to match up,
mean-
like the Christmas Day games. They're going to have that sprinkled out throughout the season. That's essentially all this is.
Mm-hmm. And then they count towards regular season. So any point scored counts as your regular season stats. So that way it doesn't change any history or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I see this as the lower level teams that are going to care, the upper level teams are not.
Yeah.
They're like, we're already going to the playoffs, but the lower level teams are like, this is our chance to make ourselves a little relevant this season.
Right.
That's why I think having some incentive, like even if you deem like the 14th pick, like the end of the lottery, you deem that pick specifically as the play-in tournament pick. Or not play-in tournament, but mid-season tournament pick.
Yeah,
Well,
something.
Like you automatically get the 14th pick.
There needs
or
to be
10th.
something for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough incentive behind it for it to matter other than for it to drum up hype for, certain matchups.
Well,
First
obviously,
come, first served to free agents.
you are not writing a CBA right now, but
CJ
what would you
McCollum,
do?
call me.
What would you do in the case that it's already a bad team that wins the tournament and they have a chance for a higher pick?
So that's why I'm saying
still have
I
that
think
pick, I feel
that
like.
they would it's an additional pick.
Oh,
So it's like a
So
compensatory
there's 31
system.
picks
Oh, okay,
in the first round.
that
Yes.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
So it's like a compensatory system when, like, in the NFL, when you hire minority coaches, you get extra picks throughout the draft. I think it would work like that. CJ McCollum, call me.
I was going to say,
I just want to
really
talk
like
to
that.
you.
Second level of merch, CJ McCollum.
I think it has to be like that
context.
or something playoff-wise. It has to tie into either the lottery or the playoff-wise because other than that, there's no incentive. Like, for example, like how they're countering it in Europe is like if you win your domestic league, you get like qualify for European competitions, like where the real money is made. There should be something like, hey, you can suck all season, but guess what? You won that midseason tournament, you get in as the 8 seed, or you get a new player to help, something like that.
And when we're talking about a league where, you know, a player can sign a 4-year, $180 million contract, the money doesn't really matter, except to the 14, 15, and two-way player contracts on the roster.
Right.
Like you are automatically at clinch at least your, like, for like the lower levels, you automatically clinch your, like, at least your teams. I mean, your conferences, like, play in or something.
I think money does speak to an extent, like, but I think money should be more of the all-star incentive because Josh said he'd be in the dunk contest for $1 million, so.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes. That's crazy. They can't get $4 million for the dunk contest.
Well, you know what that man will do for money. So.
Okay. I don't know. The NBA execs are just lining their pockets right now. That's all this is.
That's true.
I feel like, that was probably
A money move.
I think that was probably the, what is it called? When two negotiating parties come to a midpoint, I've completely lost the word.
Compromise.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, English major
Merriam-Webster.
lost the word.
I was going to say, this is how you get more money, and this is how I get more
Yeah,
money.
I think it's a compromise between expanding the 120%, and then they're like, all right, how are we going to make that back?
Right.
Makes
yeah.
sense. Makes sense.
Was there anything else under the CBA?
I believe that was.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that was it.
That's a very, very interesting.
Yeah, I wonder how like long the negotiations went on. Probably for a while.
Yeah.
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
I know it's
2
been going
minutes.
on at least since February because that's when CJ McCollum was on JJ Redick's podcast and they were talking about it.
How
There you go.
closely do you follow CJ McCollum?
Hey, man.
Let's go, Pelicans.
Every morning wakes up, checks his Twitter and Instagram. No posts from CJ.
If you have me on Twitter, please do not check if I follow CJ McCollum or not. Because I do.
Okay, and
But
before,
it's not that deep.
What's that need?
before we get off of NBA news, to all the NBA players out there, if you have to play the Bucks anytime soon, I just want to say stay safe. Wear your pads and your helmet, and make sure you have your cleats on so you don't get stepped on. In case you saw, Giannis was backing down Torrey Craig the other night in the Bucks versus Nuggets game, and bro fell to the floor and lost teeth.
Torrey Craig is the new Jason Terry, where every year there's a new highlight reel of Torrey Craig getting destroyed.
Shaq's in a fool.
Yeah.
And then I guess the Nets were about to play the Bucks today or tomorrow or something, and Chris Paul sent Mikal Bridges like a helmet with a Nets logo on the side of it.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, watch out, and make sure your team dentists are are good.
Also, CJ McCollum, if you're watching and you want to meet your stalker Chris, come on the podcast.
Dude,
We have it
pod,
bring
bro.
him in.
It's not that deep.
Is that deep?
It's that deep.
Is that
Okay,
deep?
I'll broaden my statement. Any NBA player, if you want to come and meet Chris,
Retired NBA player. If you had an NBA contract at some point,
If you play overseas,
if you play overseas,
if you played at
Bro.
collegiate.
Okay. Look, if it's a two-way, we're gonna have to vet them before we get them on.
wow.
I'm joking.
Yogi
Bro, I want
Ferrell,
KJ
hit my line.
McDaniels
Dude,
on the pod.
I want
bro.
Yogi Ferrell.
I
would
want
be
Yogi
down.
Ferrell, too.
I'm okay with Yogi Ferrell.
This isn't the first time we've discussed Yogi
We
Ferrell
reached out to
Today.
Yogi Ferrell twice and he won't respond.
for a different podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know why Yogi Ferrell,
Because we thought we could get him.
bro. And what's bro's name that keeps getting hurt on the Magic?
Which one?
Oh,
Jonathan
Isaac.
Jonathan, I've reached
Oh, I
out to him
love
too.
Jonathan
He's
Isaac.
not
Well, he got
doing
his
anything.
book
Why
with
can't he
Ben
come on the
Shapiro.
podcast?
Yeah, he's got his book.
No, he's promoting his book with Ben
Oh,
Shapiro.
I know he's promoting his book.
He could have promoted it on the podcast.
Exactly.
I
Great
bet if we
publicity.
promised him we could teach him how to shoot, we could get Markelle Fultz on.
Oh my!
We are putting on a shooting clinic. If you want to come through,
It's just
make
all
sure
the
your
former
elbow's good
Sixers
before you come
lottery
in.
picks.
Oh,
bro.
And then we had another
Jaleel
Chris.
Okafor, is that you?
I was gonna say we had another
Nerlens
Chris.
Noel? Oh my god.
We had another Chris on the podcast last week. I don't know if you saw, but he had one word for Ben Simmons, and that it was he sucks. So
That's 2 words.
We're just, I sound like Charles Barkley.
If you're out there and your name is Chris and you want to be a guest on this podcast, hit us
You're
up.
always
Chris
welcome.
Paul.
We love Chris's.
We take Chris.
Chris Middleton.
Chris
That one
has
that's
a K
dicey.
in
That's got
it.
a K.
It is-
Those both have K.
Whoa. Sorry.
I didn't know we were that specific either.
We are very
Marquise
special on our
Chris.
spelling of Chris.
That has 2 S's. Absolutely not.
Speaking of Marquise Chris, we got a very interesting next segment for you.
Oh, the transition.
Just to be clear, if Marquise Chris is in it for any of you, I'm gonna question your sanity.
Number 4.
Anyways,
Number 1, Marquise Chris.
yeah, 1 second. But anyways, next thing we're gonna move into is a 2016 NBA redraft. Let's get into it.
Number 1, I'm going to take 10-year-old Victor Wembanyama.
That's a
Dude,
great pick.
that's
He's still probably
Solid
5'10".
We're gonna develop you in our youth league.
That's actually
It's a solid pick.
Okay, yeah.
We
but-
probably should explain
All right, so
anything.
yeah, just to be clear, this is we're just doing lottery picks. So we're doing the top 14 players that we think are there, and this is for anything like if they were undrafted but we're still part of that draft, we're going for that.
I didn't do that, but it's okay.
You're gonna be missing a lot of people, a lot more than
There
you
was
think.
some fire in
2016.
There was honestly more undrafted players that play in the NBA than there were in the
Okay,
lottery.
well, just put an asterisk by my list. Then.
No,
Just
your
know
list
that.
just has
your
to be
list is
bad.
bad.
Wow, it's based off of who was drafted. Okay,
All right. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I will.
Go ahead, Nate.
Number 1 pick should be consensus. I'm going
Marcus
with
Page. Oh,
Jaylen
4-time
Brown.
NBA champion Patrick McCaw.
Jaylen Brown. Is that anyone have any qualms with that?
No, it's Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is
0
correct.
question.
Do I have any qualms? No. Do I have him number 1? No, as well.
Oh.
Is it Brandon?
Steven,
Would
what the heck?
Keep your eyes on your list.
Spelled their names wrong.
Stop.
Okay,
Hey, hold up.
Wait. To build tension,
Hold up. I should have a chance to defend myself. First of all,
before you give your
talk
answer,
to Microsoft Word, okay?
before you give your
Correct in
answer,
every name.
can we build
No,
tension
there's no
and
red
talk
squiggles.
about why Jaylen Brown should be
No, there's
consensus
not. I don't
number
know what's
1?
going on. Who
Yeah.
was Braden?
Okay,
I had
hold-
Brandon.
Time out,
okay?
time out.
One thing at a time. You freaking
Jaylen
you got to
Brown.
delete
Let's
yours.
talk about Jaylen Brown, and then we'll get to whatever monstrosity you pick for number 1.
All right.
I think Jaylen Brown
Yours.
should be number 1 because he isn't.
Duh.
Duh. Yeah. Overall, great offensive game, great defensive game. You get a whole package in a wing player. Wings are hard to come by in the league. I think that Jaylen Brown, this is a hot take, if put into the same position as Jason Tatum as that role for that team, he would be just as productive,
If not more.
if not more.
Okay, so the only thing you said there was that he would be the same productive because Brandon Ingram plays the same position, is also a talented wing.
Okay, so
but
he
is
took Brandon Ingram number 1.
Is he just
But
as good
here's why that's
defensively?
not right.
Braden
No.
Ingram.
Okay. Is he
better
that much
offensively.
better offensively?
He can shoot, and I like his playmaking
'Cause
better.
I think we need to drop this whole mini KD thing.
Oh, I don't think he's mini
Oh,
KD.
it's not even close.
Because
All
like
right.
that was
Actually-
coming into the draft. That's
Actually,
kind of
Mini KD was Karis LeVert's nickname. I don't
So
know.
here's my case for Jaylen Brown.
Okay, go ahead.
If we're looking at the whole body of career up to this point of the 2 players, Jaylen Brown has had a more consistent career while facing more adversity, I think, because Brandon Ingram was thrusted into the face of the franchise role. And actually, fun little tidbit about the 2016 NBA draft. So the Lakers had a top 3 protected pick. If they weren't to get the pick, I forget who it was supposed to go to, but they would have gotten nobody from this draft, and they really wanted Brandon Ingram. So when they got the second pick, they were hype. And I was hyped because I like Brandon Ingram. He's a cool guy. He's my number 2 pick. But the lights in LA are just too bright for some players. Just like Ben Simmons in Philadelphia playing in such a hostile environment, Brandon Ingram didn't blossom until he got to New Orleans, and for that reason, I'm putting Jaylen Brown above him.
Ben number 3.
Hey.
No, please stop. No,
I was gonna say, hey, listen, I actually don't disagree with anything you guys have said. What do you have anything different than what they've said?
I was just gonna say I feel like Jaylen Brown can be a number 2, tied for number 1 option on a championship team.
Yeah.
I don't think that Brandon Ingram can be a 1 or 2 on a championship team.
You don't think
I
he
think
can
he
be
could be
a
a 2.
He could be a low
He could be a
level
low
two.
level
Maybe
2.
mid-level.
I think he would be a great third option though.
Also, through the season, Jaylen Brown is averaging 26.7 points per game, which is top 10. He's averaging 6.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, shooting 50% from the field.
That's disgusting.
That's just a body of work that speaks for itself.
No, actually, I was going to say, I think what Jaylen Brown did last year was probably the best candidate for why he should be ahead. Because last year, at many points, he was better than Jason Tatum.
I agree.
Many points during the playoffs, he was better than Jason Tatum. Actually,
Especially the championship, dear God.
And if we're looking at 2016 specifically, the Sixers had the first pick. And if we had Jaylen Brown right now, oh my God.
or
Jaylen
Brandon
Brown-
Ingram.
if
If you had
Jaylen Brown-
Brandon Ingram had a 40-point triple-double
If
the
we
other
had
night, you could have
anyone-
either one.
Anyone other than he who shall not be named.
You would be fine. All right,
If-
so, you
If
want
Jaylen Brown came from Duke, do you think he's highly revered as Jason
That's a
Tatum?
great question.
Do you mean now or in the draft?
If
in the
he
draft,
came
yes.
from Duke.
He would have been. Would he have done as well?
See,
though?
I think it's apples to oranges because then his whole situation would have been different and he wouldn't be the same player.
Yeah, because he would have been
Yeah.
playing with some great player. He wouldn't have had as many opportunities.
Valid.
But
Like,
all right,
if he
so-
played with Brandon Ingram, I don't think he would have been a lottery pick.
I forgot BI. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with why I think Brandon Ingram should be first. And actually, I just want to say I think these two players are like here and here. Like I think they're almost. I really do, because I think all you're looking at is Jaylen Brown gives you more defensively and Brandon Ingram gives you more offensively. That's how I view it. You guys can agree, disagree if you want. That's just my take. I think Brandon Ingram's a better shooter, a better playmaker. Jaylen Brown's better defensive. So it's kind of. I think they're similar, but that's just me. I think they're similar,
Yeah. Well, I think here's an.
and I think he's an underrated defender. Plus, I just have to attack Seth real
He's
quick.
really covering his bases.
I'm sorry, I have to attack Seth real quick. If you think Chris Middleton can be a second option and Brandon Ingram cannot,
That's fair.
then
I don't.
Well, he is, so.
Roll the tape.
Wait, are you saying like Chris Middleton is significantly better than Brandon Ingram?
No. I don't think that Chris Middleton could be a second option.
He
Well,
did.
he is.
I know. I
Or
meant
is
now.
Drew?
I meant now.
No, Drew's the third
They're
option.
like the best. They're tied for the best team in the East.
They are the best team in the East.
Yeah, they just
Is
they just
Drew
lost by
Holiday
like 30 to
not their
Celtics.
second option before
No,
Chris
he's
Middleton?
not.
Okay, well Seth
Chris
doesn't
Middleton.
watch.
I don't
basketball.
watch the
Option.
Bucks that much, to be
Or
honest.
basketball apparently.
No, obviously this isn't a beautiful
Steven,
comparison.
fix how you spelled Jaylen. You spelled it without a
'Cause-
Y.
Seth, could you keep your eyes on your own list? And also, I promise you, I had these names somewhat similar.
So chaotic.
I'll move on after this.
I
We've
also
covered
have-
this a lot, but
Could you not?
I
I'm
think-
pointing that one out. I didn't even know.
I'm listening, Nate.
Your list will go by if you can't keep your eyes on yours.
I think you obviously can't make this as a direct comparison because there's a height differential. There's like a little bit of a play style differential. I think if you put Brandon Ingram on the Celtics, his productivity drops.
Yeah.
If you put Jaylen Brown onto the Pelicans, he skyrockets.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Yep.
Jaylen Brown and Zion would be a nasty combo.
honestly
Brandon
agree with
Ingram
that.
and Zion would be a nasty combo.
Well, they are,
They
but-
don't play together.
They are.
Hey, don't forget your guy, CJ. He's up there too.
CJ McCollum.
I was
Call
gonna
me.
say, if you look at it though, Brandon Ingram's been Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum for the longest time. That's the Pelicans. They don't even have Zion anymore.
I'm just courting a married man right now throughout the duration. of this
Zion
pod.
Williamson is the Michael Thomas of the Pelicans.
All right. Well, this was
Okay.
fun, guys.
Can we okay, number 3. I guess I'm back this.
Oh, what about number 2?
We all have BI.
BI.
Reverse,
and you
yeah.
have
Or you had
Jaylen.
Jaylen.
I don't have Jaylen Brown. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Okay.
Are we going to talk about the deep dive of Brandon Ingram, or do y'all not deep dive here?
I think we did deep dive on BI a little bit already.
I
I just want to bring up his season stats. He's
Okay, that's
averaging
fair.
24.5, 5.5, and 5.5 from 48% from the field. So statistically, he's not having as good of a season. And then throughout the duration of his career, he didn't average more than 20 points per game until he got to New Orleans, wherein he's now averaging between 22 and 24 points per game.
Solid career though.
He did play with LeBron.
Yeah,
so
for one season.
That still hurt his average.
That was his best year in LA.
Was with LeBron.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, we can't. What was Jaylen Brown's rookie stats? He wasn't lighting up the world as a rookie.
Yes, he was.
Let's see it then.
Okay.
He was
give me
scoring
a
40
minute
per
to
game.
pull
I'm
it
telling
up.
you, let me not guess. Like,
I don't think Jaylen Brown. I could be wrong. I mean, to be fair, 2016 was.
You got to
A
think
little
about
bit
it.
ago.
2016 was the first time since the Isaiah Thomas era that they had made, like, I think they went to the conference finals that year.
Was it a 2016 or 2017 team that gave LeBron a crazy challenge?
It was the
with
2016.
Tatum. Wait,
No,
Yeah.
Tatum wasn't on that team
Scary
yet.
Terry.
Jason
Yeah.
Tatum got the clutch block, or he dunked on LeBron or something like that.
All right, well, we don't need to talk about Jaylen Brown's rookie stats.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was not good.
He needed some time to blossom.
Yeah, so did Brandon Ingram.
All right, number 3. Who do we have?
Wait, why do we hold it against Brandon?
I got Domantis Sabonis.
I also have Domantis Sabonis.
Who do you have?
Who do you have?
I have Jamal Murray.
I have DeJounte Murray.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
The two Murrays.
Okay, I can back this one up for Jamal Murray.
Jamal's injuries have been the thing that
is
really
true.
held him back.
Yeah, Domantis Sabonis hasn't been as injured, but also for just this season, Jamal Murray is averaging 20.2 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6.2 assists, shooting 45.3% from field, and 40% from three. It's solid. But then Domantis Sabonis is averaging 19.1 points, 0.8 steals, half a block, 7.2 assists, 12.4 rebounds, shooting 61% from the field and 35% from three.
It's a little bit of he's playing more of an inside role.
He's playing an inside role.
So,
but
that's for 35% from your power forward.
and he's averaging more assists and
it's not like it's groundbreaking.
3
but
times
it's good.
rebounds.
Yeah, no.
And a point guard. I
I'm not
love
arguing this.
Domantis
I think
Sabonis.
Jamal is a great pick. My question is on DeJounte.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
100%.
No, I'm ready to get on my soapbox here. So I understand putting
Please
Domantis Sabonis at 3. That's crazy. I think that's complete recency bias. I'm looking at the whole body of work of a player's career. Domantis, okay, yeah, go ahead.
He
pull
played
up
for the
DeJounte Murray.
Spurs.
That's fine. He was the star player of the Spurs. I mean, are you discrediting what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's done just because he's on OKC?
They're in the tournament. They're in the
Are we acting
playoffs.
like the
The Spurs
Spurs
made
have
the
been bad
playoffs.
for the
You
last?
got it, buddy.
Are we acting like the Spurs have been bad for the last 7 years?
No, the Spurs.
Right?
with
They have not been that bad.
Yeah, the Spurs with DeJounte Murray made the playoffs.
No.
I think recency bias is working in the opposite favor with DeJounte Murray, where
And Jamal,
he's
I'd
not
say.
having as great of a season on the Hawks, even though he's still averaging 20 points a game. But he's on that team with Trae Young, who's also a ball-dominant guard. The difference for me is that throughout his entire career, DeJounte Murray's been an all-NBA defense caliber player. I think his defensive statistics set him apart, and I think that's what just puts him over Jamal Murray. As far as recency bias goes, I have Domantis Sabonis a little bit further down the list because I don't think he's a bad player by any means, but I think y'all are overvaluing this one really good offensive season he's had, but he's a defensive
Previous All-Star
liability.
years.
Yes,
He's
he
had
has.
one All-Star appearance before this year, and it was as a replacement.
I
That's
think
still
you're
a-
making a decent
Yeah.
point, but it's also okay. So, Domantis Sabonis on his career is averaging 15.1 points. DeJounte Murray is averaging 13.9. Yeah, I'll give you the steals. DeJounte Murray is averaging 1.4 steals a game for his career, but he's averaging 5 assists a game for his career. Domantis Sabonis as a big man, 7 feet, averaging 4.1, only 0.9 less.
Right, but
think,
you have to take
9.1
into
rebound,
you have to
9.7
take into
and
consideration
significantly more.
I don't think the
better
stats tell
percentages.
anything of the story
Yeah.
with those two players. I really like the DeJounte Murray one. I do. I really do. Sabonis has also been great. The only reason I put Jamal over them is because I do think Jamal could literally take over a game and win. I'm not saying he's
unless it's Game 7.
let's talk about Game 6.
Or he breaks something else or
If
sprains
your
something
name-
else or gets injured again.
If you are the Portland Trailblazer, you fear Jamal Murray. Like,
Yeah,
But if you're the Utah Jazz, that
You-
man is your son.
yeah. Wait, they beat the Utah Jazz.
Exactly. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Mike Conley missed the game winner.
Oh,
he
well.
did miss the game winner. I remember.
Yeah.
What's Mike Conley even doing in the league?
He's
no
on the-
disrespect.
No
Just wondering.
disrespect, but I forgot he was on the Timberwolves. Like, completely. I saw it. I was looking at the game and it said Mike Conley missed shot. I was like, wow, I forgot he was even there.
So we kind of covered 3 players there. Who do we have at 4?
Mine's going to be way different.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
got
ahead.
Pascal Siakam at number 4.
My number 4 is Jamal Murray.
I also have Jamal Murray at 4.
I have Sabonis at 4.
Okay.
Do I have to defend myself, or do y'all like Siakam?
He's aight.
I
I don't like him more than DeJounte.
I will give it to you, honestly.
What I looked at statistically between him and a few other players, I liked what I saw.
He's averaging the same points per game for his career as Jamal Murray.
I understand picking Pascal Siakam, but again, for me, it's the complete body of work. I think he had a great start to his career, but once there was enough tape and enough evidence on him after they made that championship run and he wasn't able to be the third best player on his team anymore, I don't think he's a guy that can go out and be the best player on a winning team.
I don't think any of these guys except for Jaylen Brown and B.I. even have that potential.
I don't think Brandon Ingram or Jaylen Brown can be the best player on their team and win a championship.
Jaylen Brown absolutely can.
I think Jaylen Brown can, but it's very low. He has to be 1-1 with someone else.
It would have to be
he's
like
not the best
miraculous Kawhi.
I know, but he's not the second
like...
best player either. He's tied for first.
So what about the 5 spot?
Wait, I just have to say, how come we Seth in particular attacked my Jamal Murray pick at 3, but Pascal Siakam, that's
because I have Pascal Siakam at 5.
Above Jamal?
Yeah, no, Jamal's at 4, Pascal Siakam's at 5.
Got
Pascal Siakam also has defensive accolades as well. So
yeah.
And he's an NBA champion.
Okay. For my 5, though, I have Jamal Murray. That's where he comes into the list for me.
I have DeJounte Murray.
So we don't have the same top 5.
Yes.
I took Domantis Sabonis at 5.
That's fair. I do respect it. That we're going to go to 6 then.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who do you have at 5, Seth?
Pascal Siakam.
Okay.
I have DeJounte at 6.
I finally have Pascal here.
I know that fell a little for you.
Pascal Siakam.
Okay, Flight.
Number 6, I have Buddy Hield.
Ooh. I like it.
We're talking full volume of work.
I like it.
Yeah. So, like, what I'm saying, though, is I think even though we have these in different spots, they've kind of fallen all into this same, like...
Yeah, we just moved to 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think so my 1 through 4, I have... 1 and 2 I have in, like, an S tier.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
3 through 5 I
Yeah.
have in an A tier. And then, like, 6 through 9 I have in a B tier. And then after that, we're dropping to a C tier.
Have you said Pascal on yours yet, Chris?
Nope.
Okay, then I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, Buddy Hield's my 6. One of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. If Klay Thompson and Steph Curry got Control-Alt-Deleted from the map, he would be in the conversation with Ray Allen for one of the greatest shooters of all time.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
I love that.
He's just had the liability of being on not-so-great teams for the duration of his career.
Yes.
But his ability to shoot, and he's not a defensive liability. He's a beast.
He's my 7.
He is my 7. So I had to have a 1.
Buddy Hield is my 6th as well.
Nice.
Oh, you already
your
said your
7?
6.
Wait, did I really?
Yeah, did you change it?
I changed it because I actually agree with them.
Hold up. Since he wants to make fun of my spelling, I will make fun of him. Buddy Hield was 9, so let's not start hyping up Buddy Hield now.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot.
You have to go back to the
because
original.
when I told y'all where he was before, that y'all made fun of me.
I told you not to say anything.
I was like, maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, that's because you attacked my Jamal.
I know I do.
Hold up. You attacked my Jamal Murray at 3 and
Jamal
had him
Murray.
at 4.
You know-
And then you want to make fun of us. You had him at 9.
You know how harshly I'm going to
Stick
have
to
to
your
defend
morals.
my picks when I didn't pick anyone undrafted? This is going to
That's
be
true,
the hardest.
because we're about to get into them.
So we've all given our 6th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Nate have given our 7.
Say the
Yeah,
7th again.
Buddy.
But we both have Buddy.
You both
I don't
have
know
Buddy Hield.
what's
Who do you
going on
have
with
for your
Seth's
7th?
list
For
anymore.
7th, DeJounte Murray.
Oh my gosh.
Already
Lower than Buddy?
Fine, I'll switch them back.
don't know.
Dear
mess it
God.
That's not the point of this exercise.
My number 7 is the real champion of that 2019 Raptors run, Mr. Fred VanVleet.
Okay, that's
Okay,
Signed the
see.
largest undrafted free agent contract of all time, 4-year, $85 million, well-deserved. Good on you, Mr. Fake Drake,
He is one player who will not be on my list because he falls into that.
because he was undrafted.
Oh yeah, I was about to
Undrafted
say. I wonder if
category.
we're gonna have him at the same spot.
So-
We will not.
Fine, just to
For
go
number-
back to be real, I went back to my original how I had it. So number 7 is Fred VanVleet.
Thank you. So
Fair,
now
fair,
DeJounte Murray's not 6 and 7. It makes the most
Yeah,
sense.
DeJounte Murray's number
Ooh.
6.
Breaking news. San Diego State just hit a buzzer beater to beat FAU.
Oh,
They're
no.
going to the championship.
That is sad.
Oh,
how this is-
heaven.
This is breaking news for us, but it's 3 days late for everyone else. They're like, we knew that. They're going to
Oh,
get hyped
man.
sitting there for a second. Then they're going to be like, Uh-oh.
The Owls go down.
Dang it. I'm kind of sad. I wanted FAU to be – I wanted
I hope Miami gets
Florida
it.
battle for the championship. I wanted Miami,
Yeah.
FAU. That would have been interesting.
I know you're UConn all the way, and I am
UConn all the way.
If Miami doesn't beat them, I'm UConn all the way on the championship.
Why?
So
Don't give me because my boy Tristan Newton is on that team. Former East Carolina University legend.
is he related
Tristan
to Fig Newton?
All right,
I
so
hate
for my
myself.
number 8 pick,
Yeah,
You
please
related
go.
to Cam Newton.
Hey.
Can we go on?
We're going in the order. My number 8 pick. So you have to. This is how you establish your
Orders?
dominance.
Yeah.
And dominance.
Hey, listen here.
Listen
Number
here.
8.
Who's my number 7? Bryce Johnson.
Number 8, Jakob
okay, I just
Poeltl.
had to check and make sure it wasn't actually
I said my number 7 already.
I have Jakob
can't
Poeltl.
remember.
Jakob Pertl at 7.
I don't know. That's a
Wow.
Poeltl. It's the NBA guessing game. Jakob Poeltl.
Oh, he doesn't have the undrafted. Okay.
Right, all right.
He's not on my list.
I have Fred right here
Well,
at 8.
I don't have the undrafted, but I really
Even if I did, he wouldn't be on my
I
list.
respect a good solid double-double
We
guy.
got a
That's what he
Jakob.
is.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I think you might be a Jakob hater.
I
Could you
don't
keep your
hate
eyes on your
Jakob.
list for just half
You
a
go look
second?
at
Seth?
mine. Hush.
Who's your number 8?
My 8 is Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
Okay,
My
ever
8
since
is Malcolm Brogdon.
Okay.
My 8 is Pascal Siakam.
Okay. All right, this is where we're going to get dicey. And once again, I don't have the undrafted people up here, so my list looks a lot different. But I do think Jakob isn't a guy that's going to be like, whoa, that's Jakob Poeltl. Jakob Poeltl. But I think he is a guy that you can plug and play on most rosters, and he's going to play his role.
He's a key player because he got traded with Kawhi Leonard, name
Yeah.
completely escaped me, in
Yeah.
the DeMar DeRozan trade.
well, he got traded. He
Back.
was with DeMar. He was with DeMar. He
Oh, I
wasn't-
thought it was the other way around.
No, because now he's back with the Raptors.
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So
with
hey,
DeMar.
he
That's
got
still big,
Toronto
though.
that championship.
That
Good job.
helped you get Kawhi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that brought Toronto a championship.
Yeah, exactly. Good job,
So I
Jakob.
remember in Game of Zones, they made a joke that he was Jakob Poeltl got swallowed by like the mascot or whatever the heck. He
I remember
was.
that. Yeah, the
All
big
right.
dinosaur.
Are we just going to 9 now?
Yeah, sure.
All right, 9 is my C tier.
I got Malcolm Brogdon.
I have Buddy Hield and I'm wrong.
Thank you for at least like.
Thank you for claiming it.
All right.
Also, we noticed, Seth, you're very like easily persuade. Have you noticed that?
You should follow CJ
Steven,
McCollum
say
on
your
Twitter.
number 9 right now.
Mine's Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
My number 9 pick is Benjamin Simmons.
Okay.
So,
Can I ask why you
What
have
the-
Jakob
all right.
Poeltl
No,
above?
no.
So
Malcolm
again,
Brogdon?
if we're talking full body of work, we cannot ignore the fact that Ben
That's fair.
Simmons had a 3-year run where he was one of the most dominant players in basketball. All NBA first team, all defensive first team.
Yep.
The numbers speak for themselves.
Very short, but it was there.
It was there. His peak was incredible. All rookie first team, 2 all defensive selections, all NBA first team. He was player of the week 3 times, rookie of the month 4 times, and 1 rookie of the year.
4 times.
I mean, he
I
was.
said rookie of the month.
Rookie of the year.
I just want to address the
He
fact
probably
that
was though.
Malcolm Brogdon came behind Jakob Poeltl on your list.
Yeah.
Even with,
Yeah, that's.
do you stand by that
ridiculous.
still?
That's tough.
Is Ben Simmons? Yeah, he's behind
This
your
is a
list.
chance. This is a chance to like.
I don't feel like.
No, the list is set in stone.
No, I'm
There's
saying
no
this is a
swapping.
this is a chance to
So,
apologize.
See, I will admit this is a little bit of a recency bias here too for me.
That's
But
fair.
Malcolm Brogdon, yeah, I love him on his Pacers days. I just have a hard time evaluating
What about the
how
Bucks?
he works with the Celtics team and really how he just is going to be going forward.
That's
So let's
fair.
talk about Malcolm Brogdon here because I have him at 10.
Okay.
He will most likely be the 6th man of the year candidate, and I do think that he's had a bit of a career revival in Boston. I do like the fit. I think he's a good 6th man for that team. I don't think he can thrive in any role greater than the 6th man. He's very Lou Will-esque in that position. He can start for a team, but he's not going to thrive in it like he can in the 6th man role.
I
And I
mean-
really think Boston is a perfect fit for him.
This sounds weird to me, and I don't know why I equate these two players in my mind, but for me it feels like Tyrese Halliburton is what Malcolm wishes he could be.
I mean,
That's, I get
That's
that.
fair. I was gonna say he was about a 20 and he wasn't quite. Well, I'd say he was more like a 15 and 8 kind of guy on the Pacers. So if you like add extra 5 points, extra couple assists, then yeah, that's Tyrese
Malcolm
Halliburton.
left out of the Pacers, and they were where they got rid of him. They're like, we can't have 2 of the same prototype,
And then one's not as good.
That's what the Warriors said with Monte Ellis and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And they did a good job picking the right
Made
one.
the right decision, boys.
So
still
I do want
Monte.
to say one more thing about Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Him and Damian Lillard have the same end-of-year accolades. They both have one Rookie of the Year award, and that's it.
All right, so I'm moving Malcolm up to number 2 now. I'm just,
You're not allowed to move anything, Steven.
that was a joke. If I move
It
Malcolm,
better be.
Yeah, so Malcolm Brogdon's my number 10.
My number 10.
I'm going
is
to assert
flip-flop
myself
with
now.
You, Ben Simmons. Like,
Is
the
this your
only
10?
reason
I'm
we
sorry.
hate, yeah.
Okay.
The only reason we hate Ben Simmons so much right now is because of his contract. If we take the contract element out of the player and the fact that he's not playing,
and the
he
fact that
doesn't
he
play.
refuses
and the fact
to
that
play.
he's not playing,
In
and
years.
he has that massive contract. If you take Ben Simmons and what he can be if he does get back on the court and what he's done in the past, he is at least a top 10 player in this draft.
Were I not a salty Sixers fan, I probably would have had Ben Simmons higher, probably in my like 6, 7 spot. Probably right behind Buddy
I
Hield.
honestly debated to putting him much higher, but I just
You said I can't build that narrative.
yeah, no, it's too. I'm not strong enough of a person to build that narrative.
Honestly, I was gonna say no. I respect it. I guess I was thinking the recency bias is definitely clouding my mind on Ben Simmons because I was thinking anyone that will play can help your team. Ben Simmons cannot help your team.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we're talking about what – because Ben Simmons already has done some things that players wish they could have done when they got to the NBA. So I will give him that.
If Ben Simmons was able to play on this Brooklyn team and did play, I love it. Like, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah,
but
but
it's just – well, the only thing I don't like is him and Nick Claxton. You would have to not run them a lot.
His confidence is shot. Like,
Yeah.
It's
the Philly media and the Philly fans are
They
they're
have
unlike
ruined
any
him.
other group of fans in the world, and
He's on
there's
the
no
same
coming back.
When
mental
he
health
pa-
level right now of Kwame after going through Jordan and Kobe.
yeah, genuinely, yeah.
I was gonna say when he passed up that dunk, that was the end of Ben Simmons having any confidence left in the NBA.
That is a top 3 angry moment for me as a basketball fan. I was livid when I was watching that.
And also, it's not like he was passing it to pass it to Joel Embiid, where you get a pass.
Yeah.
He passed it to Matisse Thybulle.
Rest in peace, Matisse Thybulle. I
Moment-
hate that he's
I
in
loved
Portland.
him.
I
Let's
loved
just-
him.
I
a
loved him
moment-
too.
A moment of silence for Philly fans who had to relive that moment right now.
That's all we can do without getting copyrighted.
Yeah.
Or just being getting canceled as well.
Okay.
I was gonna say before we
ahead.
moved on
Wait,
from at 10
I do this every time.
I was
okay.
gonna talk about because you were talking about his fit with the Nets. I find it funny that Cam Thomas hasn't played in 3 games. Very interesting.
Something about LSU players on the Nets just isn't working out.
Valid.
Anyways, at number 10, I had Karis LeVert.
Who do you have?
I had the real mini KD, and that is Karis LeVert as well.
Nate?
We agreed.
I already did 10.
His
Ben
first one.
Simmons.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious to see if my 10 spot is even on your lists.
What is it?
Okay.
All right. This is, you really,
I'm scared.
you have to know ball for this to be.
I feel like no, we don't. To know this is not a good
You have
pick.
to know ball to know that this is a good pick. At my
Okay.
10 spot, I have George Niang's.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
God.
No, listen. This is correct. This is the correct take. For his career, he's a role player. I'll give him that. He's averaging on his career 43.8% from the field, 41.3% from
Three
three,
is good.
and 87% from the free throw line.
You're reading too much into stats, is what I was told.
Those are very
No, those are
base-level
those are just
stats.
shooting numbers. What are the
Yeah,
points?
these are just shooting
What
numbers.
about volume?
In terms of his
There is
average,
none.
he averages like 2 to 3 shots a game, but he's in there for the minutes that count. And not only that, he is a good defensive anchor. I've had plenty of time watching George Niang's on the Sixers, and when I saw him in Utah, I wasn't that excited. But when I saw how that translated into Philly, he's really blossomed in his career as a 3-and-D type of guy from the 4 position. And he can hang in there with some of the bigs in the league.
So,
I think he's
You'd
a
rather
very
have him over
well-rounded
Karis
player.
LeVert.
I think he's
Availability is the best ability, and George Niang's has played 82 games for 5 straight seasons.
But
He's played
but,
in all
okay.
82.
He's been available for all 82.
Okay. There it is.
So you think the best you could have done with the top 10, with the number 10 overall pick, was a glorified role player?
I don't think he's a glorified role player.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he's
Yeah,
a
that's
solid
into
role
an
player.
insider.
He said he's on
Interesting.
that Bob Horry.
Interesting.
I think that's a good pick.
I
Question.
love
Wait.
Anthony Bowie.
Over Jakob.
As of right now.
Yes.
Oh
Look at Jakob Pertl's shooting numbers. He has volume, but he doesn't have the percentage.
He's a big man, though.
He's 61% from the field. That's not terrible.
Yeah, because he doesn't shoot. He's just all he's doing is dunking and
Neither
taking
does
layups.
DeJounte Murray.
Thank you,
He
Nat.
doesn't shoot like that.
I didn't say he did.
But anyway,
All of our picks look
question,
better now.
Another,
Let's go, guys.
Not breaking news, but breaking news. But this is. But are the Mavs completely eliminated yet?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Are they
Mathematically.
mathematically
Yeah,
eliminated?
They're
mathematically.
done. The Hornets took them out.
Because they're losing 76 to
You
64
can't lose
to
to the
Heat
Hornets
right now.
twice
Sad.
in 3 days. You can't
Also,
lose to the Hornets twice. in
Why
3
are
days.
the Hornets winning games?
It's
They
because
don't
they were
know
the
how to
Mavs.
tank for Wembanyama. That's crazy.
Okay,
That's
we
like
did-
not mutually.
It's okay,
Brought back
guys.
Steve
Hey.
Clifford. They knew they were going to be nothing but mid.
They looked at the process and they said, "What's the opposite of that?"
Hey,
We're not
don't
going to
worry.
suck. We're not going to be good.
We're
gonna
back
be
on target.
mid.
We lost by 30 to the Bulls. We're getting things moving in the right
They're
direction.
stuck in purgatory.
So are we on? Are we on 11 now?
Huh? 11, yes.
Okay, 11. Mine might be torn apart by y'all, but I got Zubac.
No, I
He's
like
on
that.
my list, but
That's,
not that
that's,
high.
That's fair.
I
I think
like that.
once again, same Jakob Poeltl argument. Big man, double machine.
So hold on, y'all are hating on George Niang's, but
Yes.
Zubac is the same player that cannot shoot as well.
But he plays
but he
more.
plays.
Niang's plays. He's
Zubac's
averaging
not a
like-
starter.
Niang's is playing 20 minutes a game for the past 20 games.
Who does he play for?
The Sixers.
Sixers.
Oh.
That says why he's on your list.
51 wins.
That was
Is
not
that
because,
because
of George
of
Niang.
Niang?
As of today, as of recording, they might be higher.
Or lower.
No, they're
Or they
playing.
won't
They're
lose
playing
a win,
Boston
so-
tonight, and I'm very excited.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
Yes, it is.
They're
Zubac
not
is a
playing
s-
Boston tonight.
Or it might be tomorrow.
Starter
Yeah,
on the
sorry.
Clippers.
No, you're good. I was just playing.
Okay, who do you got?
I have Jakob Poeltl here.
Okay, 11.
At number 11, I have Alex Caruso.
Wait, are we doing 11? My 11 is George Niang. My 10 was Malcolm Brogdon. I think I flipped.
Oh, I
Okay,
think
yeah.
you did, but
Okay,
that's okay.
that's cool.
Hey, thank you. I have a little bit more respect.
Yeah.
Okay, that
So
makes
your
me feel
11 was
better.
Niang? Yeah.
Yeah, Niang is
Okay.
my 11 spot.
Once again, he will not be on my list because he was an undrafted player.
Yeah.
So, what was the name one more time? My brain just failed.
Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso. I would have him on my list if not.
The big
So
dog.
going to 12, I'm going to be similar to y'all. I got Karis LeVert here.
I think y'all are overvaluing Karis LeVert.
I don't see how
12 is
the availability thing can be used against Karis LeVert and then not against Ben Simmons.
It is. That's.
But his
You're
peak
talking
was
about.
higher than
Yeah, you're talking about a man whose peak was All NBA first team, and he's the 9th best player in his draft because of that.
But Karis LeVert's had a 50-point game this season.
I like
okay, one
I-
50-point game.
That is more than Ben Simmons in 10 games
Ben
combined.
Simmons has not scored over 15 points this season.
I like LeVert for this reason.
What
and
is
this
his
reason
career
alone.
high?
I'm not saying he's
Career
like,
high?
amazing, but I like the fact that he's an X factor you can throw out on the court, and he can score a lot and be a spark in the game if you need it. Like he's not going to get that most times, but having a player like that on your team is valuable. I think.
That's
think
what
so, too.
George Niang's is. I'm just saying.
Is he going to drop you
George
30?
Niang
Like,
and
He
Karis
could.
LeVert?
He has the. If you hand him the ball and say go shoot it, George Niang's will get you 30.
He got quiet.
It's just no.
Okay.
I mean, I
He
don't know.
hasn't had to be that guy.
No, I totally get that.
I
And,
just did
and
not
he's behind
expect you
Ben
to be
Simmons.
so high on.
I mean,
George
I did
Niang.
not either.
this was
Very
gonna be
high
the
on
point of
George
contention.
Niang.
Okay. Well, okay.
We're at 12, right?
We
Or
all
no?
named 12. Go ahead.
I have Zubac here.
Okay.
I also have Zubac here.
My 12 is Alex Caruso. I think
Fair.
again,
I like the
he's
decent.
he's a role player with amazing skill sets. He does things that most players can't do. He's the same situation as George Niang's, where he hasn't had to be the guy, but y'all are looking at him with a much better lens because
That's
he
true.
played for LA.
No, I like what he's done in Chicago.
Bulls.
Okay, well, there are two players trending in opposite directions because I do think Caruso's on the decline of his career.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well,
I don't think
know who
Niang's
George
on the
Niang
rise.
is.
Yeah, because you don't know
You don't know
ball.
who
That's
Niang
what I'm
is?
saying.
I didn't know who he
Yeah.
was.
I know who he was, but I didn't know.
That's
like,
why I'm saying
He wasn't on my
the
radar.
pick was big
No.
brain. You have
There
to
was
know
game-
ball to know that George Niang
Or
was
be a
good
Sixers
pick.
fan.
there
be a
was
Sixers
one
fan.
game where I was watching Niang. I think it was I want to say it was a Philly and Kings game. But I was like, Niang's out there hooping right now. He was
He's a
just
bucket.
locking down somebody. I forgot who
Yeah.
it was. So, I mean, I think he's got a lot of potential. I just don't have enough. I don't have enough of a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't,
Sample size.
I don't have a large enough
viewership.
sample size to justify
That's
it.
fair.
No, that's fair.
13 and 14 get dicey for me because I ran out of players without the undrafted. I don't really have. So please have mercy. But I think these are players that, I wouldn't mind having on my roster. Malik Beasley's number 13.
Oh yeah, no, I like Malik Beasley.
Huh.
I mean,
he didn't make my list. I see why though.
He did make
Yeah,
my
I
list
think
either,
like
but
I
also
like
see why.
what
Yeah.
he's doing now a lot more
Yeah.
than what he's been doing. But I looked at his numbers and his percentages, and I was like,
No.
Again, I took the
But-
full body of work of a player's career into
well,
consideration.
actually, I was
when
gonna say
making this list.
what he's been
That's
doing
what
on
I'm saying.
LA has not been the best of his career, but
he's
it's
doing,
it's ironically
he was
his
a bucket
percentage
with the
that's
Timberwolves.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he was efficient, and he had the ball a lot more. So I don't know what's happening in LA, but it just when you play for the
you
Lakers, you
play
don't
under
shoot
the
as well.
lights.
So
Yeah.
You play
He-
under the lights. That's a big thing, and people don't talk about it. Like Russell Westbrook, man, that killed him. Lakers and Clippers. I mean,
well,
it's just
actually, he just
He's
had-
kind of had a revival with the Clippers.
okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
haven't
done
kept
well.
up the last few games, but you know, like when he first got
He did
there,
the
it was
too
still
small to
struggling.
Pat Bev. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was.
That was cool.
I do like him on the Clippers, though. I like on principle.
All right, so my 13 is number 13 himself, Tyler Ulis. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't want to do that. I'm going with Dorian Finney-Smith.
I like that pick. He's not on my list,
That's
but I like
fair.
that pick a lot.
I like that he is a capable starting forward for a team, and if not, he's a great bench player to have.
He's excellent in the postseason. I don't know what it is, but for the Mavericks, he was a killer for years, especially in the bubble. He killed the Clippers.
Where is he at now?
He
I don't
got
think he is.
No, he
isn't
got traded.
Yeah, he's on the Nets. Now I don't know if he plays, but he's
That's
on
what I'm
the
saying.
Nets.
I couldn't remember.
He
where
doesn't
was.
play until
he
it's
injured?
game 2 of the postseason.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
when they really bring him in.
Yeah, he's just a great off-ball. He's just a great defender and then off-ball shooter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's,
don't have DFS on my team for the same reason as,
Yeah.
as an undrafted player.
Right.
So
That's okay.
there's
We won't hold
that.
that against you.
For number 13, I have Jakob Poeltl.
I have Zubac.
Okay. Number 14, I had to throw someone up here, boys.
He's like, I was getting desperate.
Don't not like having him on my team, though. I have Torian Prince.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest.
That's
Until
fair.
I threw
I
I threw
had
in
to
free
put-
agents, I had Torian
I
Prince
had
on my
to put-
14.
I didn't
I
have
mean,
free agents,
undrafted.
okay?
Yeah.
Of what was left, it was between him and Marquise Chris, and I was like,
I was gonna say the recency bias. He went 8 for 8 against the Knicks. It was rolling. I had him at
Very
14 too.
recency.
Or, hear me out, George Niang.
All right, so at my 14, I had Alex Caruso, just because I'm gonna be honest. At the back, I just put people who could shoot and play defense. I mean, honestly, any NBA team would take that.
With my number 14, I took Ben Simmons.
So you double down on defense, forgot the shooting. I like it.
Because here's the thing, the potential is still there. He was once one of the most dominant players in the league. Just a few years ago, I think he still can. And he's what? I don't remember how old he is.
29.
I think he's 72.
A lot of players in that draft are 29.
Ben
though.
Simmons' age. He's 26.
Well,
What
he's-
the heck?
he's
Well, you
a-
got to think he was one and done.
I know, but
He's young.
And he
Yeah.
was like, didn't he graduate like college at 18? Like, I'm pretty sure he was a young guy. In
There's
the
Yeah, he
just
was- he
something
was-
for me
he was 19. at
about that
LSU.
image
okay,
of
well,
Ben
thank you.
Simmons sitting on the bench with the shaded glasses and the jacket, just
Hey,
smiling.
it's
like
just-
I'm getting my
I
money
feel like
right
there's way
now.
too much potential in him to take someone else there, to not have him pick.
I don't
at
think
least.
that potential will ever be met. That's
No,
just
I
me
was gonna say,
personally.
yeah. Listen,
I don't think
after-
he'll ever get back to where he was, but I think he can get to a level that's better than
I don't know. Is a team,
Torian Prince or
is Ben Simmons going to accept less money and just go out the league, or like
I don't know.
Shanghai
It's-
Sharks with Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean,
If-
you don't have to defend your Ben Simmons pick because
Dynamic
I
duo?
like it. Ben Simmons is good, but I don't know. I don't think there's not much untapped potential left in him.
I think
Listen,
he'd
man.
be perfectly fine if he never played basketball again.
I think he probably will not
He's
get
made
another
enough
contract.
money.
He won't get another contract. I don't
I
believe.
want a team with Ben Simmons, Dwight Howard, and Jimmer Fredette in China.
I'm okay with that.
Honestly,
So my 13th pick,
the
It's 14.
wait, did
right?
we?
14.
Did you
14.
do?
but also,
Okay.
that one was very close with Dorian Finney-Smith.
Okay.
Ben Simmons.
Well, I'm ready for this. Is it wild?
my 14th pick is Karis LeVert.
Okay. I'm not mad. I only had him 2 off from you.
I
Yeah.
had to let my rage settle down. I thought it was going to be something off the wall. I like Karis LeVert.
No, yeah, Karis LeVert, again, best abilities, availability. I
true.
love what he's been able to produce when he's had the time to be consistent, but the lack of consistency just drops him on my list.
That's, I mean, hey,
All right.
If we can have a cancer-free, injury-free Karis LeVert, then he would absolutely be top 5. He had
you didn't
cancer,
know that?
yeah.
Yeah, he had cancer.
Oh, I didn't know
It was
that.
the trade when he got
This
traded.
is visual too. They saw you mouth that. Why are you just?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it when he got traded to the Pacers or when
Yep.
he got traded to? It was when he got
So
traded
when
to
he
the
got
Pac-
traded
it
from the
saved his
Nets
life.
to the Pacers, that
do
trade saved his
remember
life
that.
because the physical, they spotted cancer.
And were able to go ahead and
That's
do
why
it.
he
That's
didn't play his first
wild.
year in Indy.
Yeah, so that trade
Oh.
could have saved his life
That
legitimately.
makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Hey guys, by the way, I lied. Jaylen Brown's not even in my top 14. My number 1 pick is actually Thon Maker. And
Off a potential.
Can we go back to Taurean Prince for a minute? One of my all-time favorite basketball clips is when he was at Baylor.
I already knew where that was going.
They asked him,
explaining a rebound.
My boy said, and I quote, so when the ball goes up and it hits off the rim and it misses, and then you jump off the floor with both your feet and you grab it with 2 hands and you bring it down and you hold it in your hands, that's called a rebound. So they got more of those than we did.
Yeah.
As a member of the media, I would be so pissed off if a player responded to me like that.
No,
like,
if they ask you a dumb question, respond with a dumb answer.
The question was,
good on you, Torian.
The question was, you guys got out rebounded tonight. How did this happen?
And it was like Yale.
How does Baylor get out rebounded by Yale? That was the guy's question.
Yeah. Okay, no player that just lost in the NCAA tournament will give a good response. It will be like, hey, they grabbed more rebounds.
Look, man, I just need like 2 good quotes to supplement this story.
I'm just trying to do my job.
That honestly,
that is a great quote.
It's a great quote.
He answered your question.
That is true.
Perfectly.
For print media, that is not a good quote.
What else did you want him to say? They
media,
tried harder. The ball went their way.
I mean, yeah, you could be like
2K program. It went right to their hands.
The energy just wasn't there tonight. Something like that.
No, I get you. You got a job to do too. That was just hilarious.
So on that note,
I'm on the side of the media.
Since we waited. Since we're past, probably comfortably past the hour mark, I can issue an apology now because you may not be watching. I waited to this point for a reason. No, I'm just joking. But I delegitimized Chris as a reporter because he goes to a 4th-tier school. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
No.
This is awkward. Wow. I wasn't expecting a live on-air apology.
No, I'm just kidding. No. He is an excellent reporter. I have read his work, and I can vouch for him.
Yeah. Put a link in your socials if you're really sorry.
I was kidding when I said that ECU needed to do insider.
No, he's a great insider.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Except for the Yang take. No, I'm just kidding.
That one was.
That's my next article.
No, honestly,
that should be a next opinion article.
I was gonna say I can't wait to read that because he'll
probably
probably bring
on the pod
something that will change us. Yeah, he'll probably put. It's like, wow, I did not realize that 41%. I mean, to be fair, 41 from a power forward is crazy.
41% from 3.
That's actually crazy from any player.
If those exact same numbers came from Buddy Hield, we would be talking about him as a generational talent. But because it's George Niang, y'all are not putting the respect.
So Yuta Watanabe is a generational talent.
I love Yuta Watanabe.
I do as well, but I know that he's.
How long has he been in the league?
He's a generational role player.
Like 3 years.
How long has he been in the league?
Like 3 years.
3 years. All right, George Niang's been doing this for 6 seasons.
Okay, he probably didn't play any of the first 3 seasons he was there.
Look it up. Look it up, Jamie.
I like how.
But I make that joke at least once every other weekend. Yeah, no one says anything.
But he makes it. We all laugh.
Nah, it's the louder person has to say that, I guess.
God. But before, does anyone have anything else on that?
I'm good.
All right, cool. Before
Brandon
we go, just an update on me and Steven's bet. I've been very much keeping up with the Warriors games. We're looking okay right now.
This is the week, though.
This is the week that's going to matter a lot.
Y'all got 3 tough games.
We got some tough games coming up. But mark my words, if this happens for me, Steven will be handing me cash money on this podcast. And if it works out for him, I will hand him a $20 bill.
Yeah.
I want to make a bet with someone. Can I? And does
anyone
want to bet real quick?
Yeah, let's throw it up here.
I don't know.
Let's put a poll on
I got a bet
George
for you.
Niang?
Yeah.
Poll on Twitter.
That's what I was about to say.
That George Niang and Karis LeVert, which one would you rather have?
Who gets a contract extension first, the Saints dentist or George Niang?
Oh, I was going to say, I got a legitimate one for you. Never mind. It's not legitimate. I was going to say, who ends up with more points this season? Buddy Hield or George Niang? I'm just kidding, of course.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Are we including the postseason? Because that might be viable.
Hey, that might change things. I ain't going to lie.
I just think that, once again, if he has volume, do those stats stay the same?
I think so.
If he has more volume, I mean, just
I think
it'll probably go down at least a little bit.
We've talked entirely too much about George Niang here today.
Oh, 100%. I never want to hear his name again for at least 6 months.
So it's you follow CJ and you follow Niang.
George Niang, call me.
That's the only 2 people he follows on Twitter.
Can I get on a Zoom call with CJ McCollum and George Niang?
That'd be your life goal.
Dear God. Okay. Anyways, before we go, Like we said at the beginning of the episode, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Let the Play Develop Pod. You can follow us on Twitter at LTPD Pod or Let the Play Develop, on YouTube as Let the Play Develop, and on streaming platforms as Let the Play Develop. If you're watching on YouTube, yo, what's up? Go check us on streaming platforms. If you're listening on streaming platforms, yeah, Chris is giving you a nice wave right now. If you're listening on streaming platforms, you could see Chris's great wave that he's giving you right now. Go check us out on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening today. Anything else y'all want to say?
You look like a cat in one of the Chinese.
Oh, I know you're talking about that. It's like this.
It's usually like this. Like, it's just kind of.
There we go.
That's the last thing they get to see. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Go Pirates.